Today's video, guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about why the S24 Ultra is a better option for me than the iPhone 15 Pro Max and why I retired it. Let's start first with the iPhone, right? Tried and true, pretty much the same thing for who knows how long now. There are some great peripherals that come with the iPhone, being the Apple Watch, the Apple Watch Ultra, and AirPods, other stuff. I understand it's all about the ecosystem, right? But that ecosystem is starting to fail people. People that, if you've ever shared a folder, so to speak, with somebody, like a photo folder, Apple Music with somebody, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, who knows, and you've had the same iCloud account all of that time. If that other user ever goes negative with Apple, meaning like they owe a balance or whatever, you're literally locked out from being able to purchase apps. Let me give you a prime example. So we're going to sign in or attempt to sign in again. And you'll see it says here, couldn't sign in, authentication failed. Now what that is Apple disabling your Apple app account because somebody you shared a product with at some point in the past didn't pay a bill. Now, why that's a problem is, we're all adults here. If you have an ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, maybe a friend that you had on Apple Music at some point, and maybe they didn't pay a bill, maybe they disputed a charge, you also are now held responsible. Every single account that's tied together, whether you're on family sharing or not, is now responsible for each other's accounts. It's absolutely crazy. So besides that, and that's the major issue for me, besides that issue, we have some other issues here in that the battery life on this phone, while way better than before, and I've talked about this in the past, this is my second 15 Pro Max because the first one actually was at like 94% or something along those lines, because the battery was just bad. I got a bad unit. That happens, right? But when I have a fresh one that doesn't have these issues and, we're good to go, and we're good to go, there's just nothing that, outside of iMessage, right? There's nothing that's making me stay with the iPhone. The cameras, like the video camera, while still great and still probably one of the best handheld shooters you can have in place of your DSLR while you're out and about, that's not up for debate or dispute. I know that the iPhone still has an amazing camera. It's just that the competition's caught up. And that brings me over here to the S24 Ultra. Now, I love this phone. And, someone going to say, oh, you're just being biased because you're pro Android. I buy every flagship from every manufacturer that's sold here in the United States every single year. Shut your mouth. What I love, though, about this is the battery life. While this is still not the battery king for me, that would be the OnePlus 12. But the battery life on this is amazing. Social media apps are better. Again, I understand if you have an iPhone, it's the best for Snapchat. It's the best for Instagram. There are workarounds. I get it. But those apps don't really make me money. The apps that make me money, the TikToks, Rumbles, and YouTubes, I can all manage from an Android phone with no problems. Absolutely zero. Being able to go in here and completely edit with LumaFusion and do what I need to do, and having that feature of DeX, which basically turns this thing into a desktop computer on my 70-plus inch Samsung TV, makes this thing just a better option for me, maybe not for you, but for me, than the iPhone. Oh, and also, Samsung's not going to lock me out of my Samsung account because somebody I texted or somebody I shared something from Samsung with 5 years ago didn't pay a bill, so now I, lost my lost the access to the account. When it comes to the social media ability of this phone, the battery life, the ability to run decks, the ability to use external microphones way easier than the USB-C on an iPhone, the S Pen, again, I think I said decks already, and the horsepower. This is the first Android phone in the S24 Ultra with these cameras and that 8K 30, which ends up being 8K 26 frames per second. But that 8K footage that I get out of this phone destroys the iPhone. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Maybe one day Apple grows up and they go back to being a great company. But as it is right now, they have lost me as a customer. I retired my 15 Pro Max. It is going in the drawer, or probably will end up going up for sale. And I'm going to rock my S24 Ultra and my OnePlus 12 for the foreseeable future. And for those saying, oh, you can't get iMessage. Yes, I can with the beeper app in my MacBook as a bridge. I won't miss anything Apple. Shocker.